tonight to play Loyola Marymount, a team who has yet to win a game in conference play. But ladies and gentlemen, that's why you play the games. Nice to see everyone again. Greg Heister and Craig Elo. And Craig, Gonzaga, they beat Pepperdine on Thursday night to get to 4-0, but perhaps not the convincing win that they were hoping for.
Yeah, they've been beating their opponents by 34 points and only 14 against Pepperdine the other night, but they got a strong performance from a big guy named Josh Heifeld.
Boy, did they. And he loves playing Pepperdine. 2 years ago, 27 points. Thursday night, 25. He may be the hottest player in the league right now.
He is. He was 4 of 4 for the Zags, scored the first 9 points for him. And I tell you what, he's red hot, shooting 57% from the field.
Now, clearly, it's really unclear how to describe what's going on at Loyola Marymount. Are they a team in transition? Are they a team that's rebuilding? Bill Baina was hired as the head coach to start the season, but on January 12th, he resigned because of medical issues. And now, well, frankly, it's a mess.
It is a mess. The season started out with a mess. They had some injuries, but they got some young players that can play, and they have to play right now, and they're getting big minutes.
They are getting big minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a big game, believe it or not. Gonzaga unbeaten. Loyola Marymount yet to win, but Gonzaga's got to stay pace with St. Mary's to set up that big game next Thursday night in Spokane. It's Gonzaga, it's Loyola Marymount. Tip-off straight ahead. And welcome back to the Gersten Pavilion in Los Angeles, California for Gonzaga and Loyola Marymount. The Zags now ranked number 23 in the nation. They are 4-0 in West Coast Conference play, but St. Mary's right now leading the way at 5-0. So Gonzaga cannot afford any losses as long as St. Mary's continues to win. And by the way, the Gales have only lost 1 game the entire year. So they're red hot and playing very, very well since November for Randy Bennett down in Moraga, California. There's Josh Heifeld, 25 points on Thursday night against Pepperdine, and that win also had 9 rebounds. He's been playing very, very well for Gonzaga. Greg Heister and Craig Elo. And Craig, for Loyola Marymount, obviously a lot of freshmen. We're going to see the entire game. Freshman point guards, freshman 2 guards, freshman swing players. It's a long road back for LMU, but why not get your freshmen all this experience?
I totally agree with you. I think that's the only way you kind of have these kids grow up very quickly. And, you know, sometimes you're worried about their psyche. If they can, go out there and take all these losses, are you affecting their confidence or are you building them experience? And I think it's the latter.
There you see the starting lineups for LMU. Derek Young, Armstead Counts, and Dubois. For Gonzaga, it's Day, Heitfeld, Bolden, Gray, and Pargo, and we are underway in Los Angeles. This is Pargo, the reigning West Coast Conference Player of the Year with the basketball, number 2.
You know, there's only 1 jump ball in every game. It's the start of the game, right? Then it's possessions. There's a great play.
And Pargo, who did not score a point on Thursday night against Pepperdine, scores the first points of the game tonight.
And that's a good sign. The Zags went right to him. They knew that he was on the slide in the Pepperdine game. And what do? They open up with a play where he posted up in his comfort zone and scored easily against the Lions.
This is Kevin Young, number 40, slapped away by Day. Young picked it back up, goes right at Heitfeld. And now the foul is called on Heitfeld, who pushed Young.
But to finish my point on jump balls, I got to find out how many jump balls Josh Heifeld has won. How many times has the Zags started off the game with the possession from Josh winning the jump ball? That's my mission. I will find out.
Derek inside, missed the easy one. Put back blocked by Heitfeld. This is Gray with it. Outlet far side to Bolden. Bolden fights to the middle. Heitfeld takes the 3 and drives to Gray. Now Bolden open in the corner. 3 ball is good. 5-zip Gonzaga. They started 17-0 on Thursday night against Pepperdine. A 5-0 start tonight.
Well, they're a team that they know what they can do, and they're starting off strong again tonight.
And a walk call on Jared Dubois.
You know, as a player, you love to be in Jared Dubois' shoes. You're getting to play against the reigning WCC Player of the Year, Jeremy Pargo. You should be up and maybe too hyped up sometimes for a freshman to handle that, but this is a great opportunity to play against a great player.
And now Pargo on the post. Backing counts down. The turnaround jump hook, no good. Pargo runs it down to the corner. Counts saved it to Young. This is Dubois. Left that shot short. Day with a rebound. And a foul called here on Kevin Young. Our second foul of the game, so both Heitfeld and Young now with fouls. Mark Few in his 10th season with Gonzaga, 249 wins, a chance to get 250 tonight. And his team's off to a good start. 5-zip.
And he's the winningest coach in West Coast Conference, active coach, I should say, right now at 116 wins. He's chasing two Santa Clara guys that have just a few more ahead of him.
Vernon Teal, number 11, into the game now for Loyola Marymount, a young man coming off a broken foot. Played for the first time against Portland on Thursday night since coming back from that injury. There's Bolden with a turnover. This is Teal lob. Young and a slam by the Lions. They're young, but there's some athleticism out there, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, they say the heart of a Lion is the best thing to have, and that's as much as they've been disappointed this year. That was a fine play executed on the offensive end by the Lions.
Heitfeld draws the personal foul on Derek. Take another look. That was a great feed.
On the run, off balance, and Kevin Young, you got to know where he is. He's a high energy player, and he can play above the rim. And long. Did you see how long he was to catch that thing?
Derek's first personal foul. That's 2 on LMU. Heitfeld, for his size, pretty good free throw shooter. At 67%. Been better in years past. And the offensive rebound off the miss. Pargo, kick out to Gray, lost the handle, and it goes to LMU.
Well, Gonzaga needs to put on their heads because they cannot turn the basketball over against a team that is not that good. They need to stay within the system and don't force things. Let the system get things for you.
2 turnovers now by Gonzaga. Derek from the corner. 3-ball no good. Day fights for the rebound and beats Young to it. And now Austin on the dribble to Pargo. Pargo out on top to Day. Day fires from 17 and hits. And it's 8-2 Gonzaga.
Not only did he get one defender in the air, he was met on his hard dribble by another defender, but was still able to get the ball off. And look at that play.
Yeah, Day with the pressure. But Marco Derek doing a good job for LMU to come back. And now Austin Day picks up the personal foul as he and Young not liking each other's presence here, and happened right in front of us.
Right in front of us, and Austin Day has a legitimate argument because Kevin Young on his way up gets up and steps right in his heart. Watch this. Steps right on him, and Austin's grabbing it and he's kicking. And you know what? You like to see the feistiness on both of those young men, though.
Day's first, 2 on Gonzaga. 17-11 to play first half. And so it'll be Day guarding Young again, right in front of us. And this is very difficult against 6'11" Austin Day. And we get a great look at it. And a 5-second call. Boy, that was a quick 5, though.
It was a quick 5, and I tell you what, though, Austin Day, when he guards the ball, on the ball, out of bounds, we've seen him get many deflections and steal the basketball. That turnover is just as good as a steal or a deflection because of the 5-second call. 2
turnovers now on Loyola Marymount. Gonzaga with a 6-point lead and possession. As Heitfeld, guarded by Marco Derek, gave it up to Jeremy Pargo. Here's Day with a post to Heitfeld. See if he spins to the baseline, reverse. Josh Heitfeld gives Gonzaga a 10-2 lead. He's got 3 points. Teal at the other end.
Well, Loyola
bucket break
wants to get into a running match with Gonzaga. I don't think it's going to work for him because even though you got a few quick baskets, you got to really play good defense and take selective shots on the offense.
Heitfeld misses the jumper. It was knocked out of bounds by Jeremy Pargo, so it goes to LMU. But Vernon Teal, we've seen the great assist a moment ago, the lob to Young for the dunk, and then the nice little offensive play, the sophomore from Jamaica, Queens, New York, averaging nearly 15 points a game. He's been out with that broken foot. That's a big loss for LMU. And it's obvious watching him that he's got some skill.
Yeah, he's got skills, and I tell you what, he's getting valuable minutes.
Nice play by LeRon Armstead to finish there, his first points. And LMU to within 4. Stephen Gray, deep three. Heitfeld with a little screen.
Yeah, you got to pick your poison on that one. Stephen Gray being a shooter, you better chase him over with your hand right in his hip pocket because he'll stop behind the screen and shoot.
Dubois fell to the ground, no call. And now foul called here, I believe, on Pargo. Stephen Gray's first bucket of the game coming from about 25 feet away. Day with a screen. And it's 13-6, Gonzaga. Gonzaga with a 7-point lead. And Loyola Marymount playing hard. This is a very young team. And they're hanging with Gonzaga. Heitfeld lines up the three, missed it off the front of the rim. Gray, the put back is good.
It's a great point, Greg. You just mentioned they're a young team. How long can they sustain this energy level? Because as being a young team, you usually come out when you're playing the number 4 and 3 team in the country. You're going to play your hearts out, right? Can they sustain it through a period of time, even when Gonzaga starts beating them down with building up the lead to 9 now?
Gray now with 5, and he commits the foul there as Teal took him to the block and spun away. And Stephen called for the reach-in. That's his first, team's third. Vernon Teal's been out of the lineup a lot for LMU. Doesn't shoot the three well. He's 0 for 6 this year, but boy, he reminds me of the Bell kid for Pepperdine with a lot of energy. Here's Downs. Heitfeld, and the flush with one hand. Gonzaga's great in transition.
Really good decision on Micah Downs. He took it as far as he could, and when the defender finally committed to him, Josh was running the right side and just fed him a nice pass that got Josh a big dunk.
Heitfeld now with 5, and Gonzaga starts the game 7 of 10 shooting. Teal looking for help, and Gonzaga on a 7-0 run here. Teal splits the defenders. Oh, he called for the travel. I thought he got through there. 4th turnover now for LMU.
But you asked me what makes GU a good defense. Look, overplaying, getting the deflection, and then getting the ball out and turning that turnover into points on the other end. That's huge for their defense. But also, when Josh Heitfeld switched out on a pick and roll, he switched out on the Lillard guy. So if you got guys that are able to do that, your defense is going to be very, very good.
If you're a Zag fan, don't go to the fridge now. Ira Brown's in the game. This would not be a good time to go. Here's Ira, and the easy lay-in there. But he's got the athleticism. He could have done some more damage, even that close to the rim.
Well, I got to vouch for him. You know what? Yeah, Gonzaga on a 9-0 run right now. But, you know, Ira's 26 years old. It takes him about 3 trips down the floor before he gets warm and ready to jump above the rim.
Pargo, the 3 in transition, no good. Tipped away. And now Teal and Pargo try to chase it down. Pargo saved it to his teammate Ira Brown. Great play by the senior from Chicago.
That looked like that guy from Jamaica this year, Bolt. That guy ran so fast, Jeremy ran just as fast as Bolt did in the Olympics and got that ball and saved it. Look what happened. Good things happen when you hustle like that.
First foul, team's 4th foul, but the first on Jared Dubois, so Matt Bolden will shoot the free throws. And Greg, how good has Matt Bolden been recently for Gonzaga over the last 5 or 6 games? He's been tremendous.
Last 5 or 6 games, you're no question. I think it all started with that Tennessee game where he went 11 for 20 for 26 points, and he just kind of started feeling what all good players do, feeling that they're playing very well, and it's been carrying over into the conference. And you know the stat that's the most impressive? 4.5 assist to turnover ratio. That's huge.
That is huge. And he's got 5 points now in this first half at LMU. Teal kick out to Armstead, who drives, nobody there to defend, until Gray popped out about 6 feet away from the rim. That was good enough. And the foul called here on Vernon Teal, number 11.
Well, you can really frustrate a young team by making them take tough shots, and that's exactly what's happening right now. GU is just flying around on the defensive end, matching up with whoever's in front of them and making the Lions take some tough shots. And right now, they're building up a comfortable lead.
Gonzaga on an 11-0 run in the last 2 minutes and 50 seconds. So not only has the defense done a job, Craig, but they're scoring points quickly. But the turnover there.
Yeah. See, we hexed Matty then, didn't we? We just told what a great assist-to-turnover ratio is. No, that's going to happen. He had a great high-low pass to Micah Downs. It's just that Micah looked like he had 2 defenders on him and got caught behind one and couldn't get to the pass.
Turnover number 3 on Gonzaga. There's Derek. Ira Brown defending. Young picked up his dribble, so had to get it to a guard. Dubois trying to drive on Ira Brown, gets into the middle, left hand up, no good. Derek with the rebound, LMU. Back strong and a chance for 3 for Marco Derek, a senior out of Australia.
Well, Zags, I thought, had a good defensive possession that time. And with Jarrett Dubois, he's not a great outside shooter, and he's left-handed, so they're switching on the pick and rolls. But if he gets around you and into the paint, that draws the defenders on the baseline to come up, and that's where Marco Derek took advantage of the Zags being out of defensive rebounding position.
Ira Brown with his first foul. That's 4 on Gonzaga. Derek with the 3-point play, and it's 21-9 Gonzaga. No real post player in there now except for Ira Brown. Holding up the middle for Gonzaga. There's a shot, no good. Tipped around, grabbed by number 24, Laurent Armstead. So a small lineup for GU right now, Craig.
Yeah, and it almost matches up with the Lions, but the Lions trying to slow the Zags down on the other end, going to a 2-3 zone, changing up from their man-to-man.
Young. Dubois falling down, got it to Derek, and now Teal from 3. That shot is off. Teal now 0 for 7 this year from behind the arc. Bolden into the corner. This is Stephen Gray. Derek and Pargo battle for it, and the Australian runs it down in the corner.
Well, that's 2 possessions where the Zags shot quick threes on the defense of the LMU, but they got to be a little more patient. I know they got their perimeter shooters out there, but they can be a little more patient on the end.
Timeout on the floor, 11:24 to go first half. Gonzaga up 21-9. Gonzaga leading Loyola Marymount with 11:24 to play in the first half in Los Angeles. Mark Few now in his 20th year at Gonzaga, 10 sitting at the end of the bench as the head coach as we look at 249 wins, and where that puts him obviously is yet to finish his 10th season, but Craig, climbing that list, he's been up with Roy Williams and Everett Case for several years as far as season 7, season 8, season 9. He's had one of the historical starts in college basketball.
Yeah, and you can't say that he doesn't deservedly need to be up there, because his non-conference schedule against tough opponents like Connecticut, Tennessee, Maryland, I mean, it speaks well for itself. He's well deserving of being at that top of that list.
Micah Downs short on the 3. Dimitri Goodson into the game now for Gonzaga, number 3, the freshman out of Spring, Texas. And he's got the ball right now, cutting to the middle, and hits a nice runner in the lane over Brad Sweezy, a sophomore out of California's Westminster. And GU on a 13-3 run, and they lead it 23-9.
That was a tough shot by Meach. I didn't think he was going to get it over Sweezy, but sometimes the element of surprise works.
Teal draws the foul, spitting, and he'll go to the free throw line. This foul on Dimitri Goodson, his first, and that is number 5 on Gonzaga. Dimitri Goodson yet to really put the jump shot in his game, Craig, but when you watch him at practice, shoot-arounds, wherever it might be, he's got a good stroke. It's just he's lacking the confidence in games. Yet to hit a shot from behind the arc.
He's not really prone to take a lot of shots from there because of his speed and his quickness, right? So he wants to set you up. But if you do add that to your repertoire, then he'll be going to the rim pretty often and pretty much on his own. If he can just knock down a few shots out there, then you got to guard him out there. Then he can put the ball on the deck and go to the rim.
23-11 with the free throw, and a foul inside, away from the ball. This is coming on number 10, Brad Sweezy.
You know, as we were talking about Coach Few, not to interrupt you really quick, but Carroll Williams from Santa Clara has 165 conference wins. Dick Davey from Santa Clara has 122. Both of those guys retired. Now Mark is moving up on that one very quickly. So he'll be the winningest coach in WCC history pretty quick.
Yeah, a few with 117, so he's just 5 behind Davey and quite a few behind Coach Williams.
But his longevity at GU, he's going to be there another 20 years, right?
Sure. Big shot there by Bolden. Another perfect scoring night for Matt Bolden to the point. He's got 8 points, and Day clears the rebound off the miss and then throws it away. Kicked around and grabbed by Sweezy. LMU back into the offense. This is Young, a little long. Downs up high for the rebound.
Good job by 3 other Bulldogs blocking everybody out and letting Micah Downs go up and get that one.
Stephen Gray, quick jumper in transition. And the offensive foul called on Austin Day, number 5. He doesn't like the call.
Well, Austin having the size advantage, I like what Sweezy did. He actually started backing Austin out of there, and Austin had to jump over him by using his blockout skills. Sweezy was able to get the foul called on Austin.
That's number 2 on Austin, 6 on Gonzaga. And I should back up. I'm not sure Austin was upset with the call. He may have been upset with himself for the poor positioning on that rebound.
Right, but he was getting blocked out pretty good, so he was going to have to fight to get that rebound anyway. Now, Brad Sweezy, he's a tough player. That's exactly what Tom Lloyd said. He said, do not take this guy for granted. He will run through you, block you out.
Another unforced turnover there by Gonzaga.
Well, we've always said that the outlet pass needs to be up around midcourt, and the Zags do a really nice job of doing that. That time, I think Meach was hanging around a little bit more, and Micah thought he was going to take off and was trying to lead him, and it was a little too far in front of him.
Well, I just don't think they had made eye contact, Craig. 6 turnovers now for Gonzaga.
Yeah, well, sometimes you need to make eye contact, but sometimes Meach just needs to use his quickness and get out there, too. So
and just always be looking.
Always be looking, because he's the point guard. He's the field general out there.
Got to expect the basketball to come at all times.
Exactly.
This is Gray in the near side corner, watched by Young. So Gonzaga with Goodson, Pargo, Bolden, and Gray as the guards. This is Goodson driving, put back to Bolden, and a rebound by Vernon Teal, number 11. To the baseline, Armstead up against Heitfeld. Shot was blocked, grabbed by Teal, back to the rim, left hand is good. Vernon Teal with 6 for LMU.
Well, the Lions get into a lot of loose balls. The Zags doing a nice job defensively, but boy, once you make them take a bad shot, don't give them another opportunity. Get on the floor after that ball.
Gonzaga being very deliberate on offense, Greg.
Well, they're facing the zone right now, and I think they've shot a few quick shots from the perimeter. They need to go inside like what they just did.
Yeah, Heitfeld. Boy, did he make that look easy.
I don't even think he even turned. He just knew he had Sweezy on his back, so he just kind of just used his size.
Heitfeld had 25 Thursday night against Pepperdine. He's got 7 tonight, in Gonzaga shooting 52% as a team. So no issues with their offense. Pargo creates the turnover, lost it out of bounds. It'll stay with LMU with 32 on the shot clock. It seemed like there was more than 3 seconds elapsed from the time that they got over the mid-court stripe.
He's going to straighten it out right now. They totally agree with you. You're on top of it tonight.
Well, I don't know how that could be the case.
Well, even without your Red Bull, you're drinking water.
Well, after lounging around for 4 days down in Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's been raining on us, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, they thought, I'm pretty sure they thought Pargo had possession. That's why they reset the shot clock.
Gonzaga leading the rebounding margin 15-9. That's a number that Zag's coaching staff are always looking at. You can always tell the health of a team by looking at free throw shooting and rebounding, in my opinion.
No kidding.
7:59 to play first half. Gonzaga leading it by 15. Well, there's a look at Max Good, the head coach of LMU. He's a very fiery, energetic coach. You know, I talked to him earlier today, had a 10-15-minute conversation with him. He's very infectious. He makes you kind of want to play for him. He loves this game of basketball. He loves his kids, and you can see the energy that he brings to this program. And I flat out asked him, I said, Coach, do you think you can win this game tonight? He looked at me and he said, you know, he says, if I didn't think I could win, if I didn't think that these kids could win, they would never think that they could win.
Exactly.
He gets it.
Well,
He's been around for a long time.
Of all the teams I played for, you pretty much take on the demeanor of your coach, right? You play the way your coach coaches, and if he's fiery like that, I'm telling you, there's such young men out there right now for the Lions, right? They're freshmen. They're very fragile at times, and if you're getting beat constantly over and over again, it's the coach that has to keep your spirits up. And it looks like he's doing a nice job because these young men are playing hard even though they're down 15 points.
And keep in mind, they've only won one game this year. Nice pass, counts. Shot was blocked by Goodson, I believe. The shot by Sweezy never got to the rim. And Gonzaga right back on offense, and then Bolden throws it away. So, Craig, we see these momentary lapses, and oftentimes, as Gonzaga pins up their 7th turnover, oftentimes it's on the offensive end, which is very strange when you consider how good over the years they've been offensively. Defensively, they're phenomenal this year.
Yeah.
But then they make plays like that where there's just something not connected yet offensively.
No, there's no chemistry down there on that side. Usually, passes are being made. You take care of the basketball. You're a good team. You take care of the basketball. And Gonzaga not doing that tonight against this young team.
Turnover number 8 by LMU. The travel by LaRon Armstead.
But
with that said, they're shooting over 50%.
That's what I was going to say.
They got a 15-point lead.
Right now in conference, they're the best shooting team on the offensive end at 49%. They're at 52% right now. And on defense, we bragged about them all year on defense. They're #1 in the field goal defense percentage, also at 34%.
Margo fires a 3 from the corner and hits it. Margo now with 5 points for Gonzaga.
Well, I actually talked with Jeremy before the game.
Yeah, tell us what you told him.
I just said, you've earned everything you've had in your life. And I said, you should be playing with a chip on your shoulder. There should be no reason you should not score in a basketball game. And he agreed with me, so he's coming out with some fire tonight.
Corey Counts hits his first bucket of the game, 31-15. Margo, the reigning West Coast Conference Player of the Year. He's been on the radar now of several NBA franchises over the last few seasons. Ball slapped away out of bounds. 19 on the shot clock. It stays with Gonzaga. And so, Craig, he's put a lot of pressure on himself this year.
I think he has. And when you're the reigning player of the year from your conference and you're coming back and you have a couple of games like he had the other night, then the doubts kind of start setting in. He should never doubt himself because this young man is full of character both ways, funny and good character. But he's just so good. There's just no reason why this team looks to him as the leader. He's got to be that leader. And that means scoring points, setting people up, playing defense, and he's very capable of doing that.
Great look by Gray to Bolden. That one just won't fall. And Gray with the long rebound. And then he'll fire the 3 and hit it from the wing. Stephen Gray everywhere on that possession.
Get your own rebound. It might be your own shot again. He was pretty far out there beyond the arc, but he just knocked one down earlier. So that's a good shot. And also the defender just left him. So Stephen said, you're going to leave me, I'll make you pay.
Gray now with 8 on 3 of 6 shooting. Sweezy. And the block by Heitfeld. Sweezy working so hard, made a great move, and the second block of the game.
But again, let's brag on defense. Oh, Stephen feeling it.
Yeah, Gray fires a quick 3 there. Now with 11, and Gonzaga's lead has swelled to 22.
Well, I think the defense sets the whole tone on your offense also. I think if you're playing good defense and you get stops, just like we're seeing right there, they're stopping Loyola from even getting any shots beyond the arc. He's pretty upset with his players, but I tell you what, GU is going full throttle right now, aren't they?
And, Craig, it's all starting on the defensive end. And how many times have you told me over the years that, look, your offense is inconsistent. It comes and it goes. But your defense is always consistent. It's always there. If your shot's not going, you can always go get the ball back.
Yes, and I think a lot of coaches' philosophies are that way. Hey, we can do one thing. Well, our offense might not always be there because you never know what night you're going to be hitting all your shots or less shots, but you can always play defense hard and you can always rebound hard, and that's exactly what the Zags do.
Gonzaga 6 of 12 from behind the arc. Stephen Gray 3 of 5. LMU yet to hit one from out there.
Well, the Zags, what do they average? They average about 6 3-pointers a game, don't they? Making them, so they're beyond what they averaged during the season.
And Will Foster into the game for Gonzaga, number 45 at 7'5". Sweezy tried one over the big fella and hit the side of the board.
Actually, I'm one behind. Gonzaga averages 7.75. Actually, 2 really, right?
And those are makes.
Those are makes a game, so they got 6 right now.
Fargo had the shot blocked by Young. And Jared Dubois now working hard. Left it for Teal, who fires the 3 and misses again. Gray with the rebound. He's got Goodson in the middle. Gave it up to Dimitri Goodson, who earns a trip to the free throw line.
Meach putting on the Jets, getting down there running with Stephen Gray. Stephen actually had a lead on him, but Stephen had the ball, so the defender went to him. And that's what you got to do, is run hard. Fill the lanes, get wide, and good things will happen for your team on breaks. And that's exactly what happened. And you know, another point I made to Jeremy on talking to him too was, look, this is your guy. This is your guy right here that's you're gonna pass the reins on to him. If he sees you drop your head, he'll drop his head. So, you know, it's very important that you be the leader that you're supposed to be for this team, because Meach is watching every move you make.
Goodson will shoot 2 here, but that was number 7 on LMU, number 1 on Corey Counts. Gonzaga in the bonus now over the last 4 minutes and 40 seconds. And Craig, I think the West Coast Conference and these teams that Gonzaga is playing, they're only 4 games in, now number 5. I think that these programs now are going to be amazed at the defensive ability of this Zag team this year.
Oh, there's a block.
There's a block right there.
Which they are, what, 6 or 8, maybe 8 blocks a game also, man. So everybody's doing the right thing. Good rotations, good switches.
And another block.
Contesting shots like you just saw right there. And then look what it leads to. You've got a 4-on-3 right now. Oh.
Fargo had it taken away. Young with it.
Maybe gone too far on the dribble, but it looked like he got hacked from behind on that play.
This is Counts.
That's a remarkable story, too. Corey Counts.
That shot's off. Foster clears the rebound. Gonzaga with 6 blocks. LMU with 1.
Yeah, Corey Counts, senior this year. Walk on.
Out of Los Angeles. Played at Palisades High School.
Yeah. Earned a scholarship, though, just like our Andrew Sorensen.
There's Will Foster in deep, and he traveled. Nice move by Will Foster, but he traveled. 3:33 to play first half, 38-15 Gonzaga.
If you think financing a new car is difficult, think again. At Lithia Auto Stores, we work with 80 qualified lenders across the country to help get you financed. In fact, our stores have helped finance nearly 15,000 customers in the past few months alone. It's easy to find the finance package that fits your needs and your budget at lithia.com. Just go to apply online and we will contact you quickly. Easy financing and easy shopping at lithia.com.
Just a few days left for Car Toys' big January car audio and wireless sale. All texting and touchscreen phones on sale. Plus, choose from the largest selection of free phones in town. Pick up Verizon's LG 5500, now a penny, plus $50 cash back. Get T-Mobile's Gravity texting phone now free. Or the View touchscreen phone from AT&T, only $29. Sale prices for existing or new customers. Hurry, sale ends soon.
Better way to go.
26 miles an hour. What a pitch.
Don't miss Mariners Fan Fest when the fans take the field this Saturday and Sunday at Safeco Field. Pitch, run, and catch on the Big League Diamond. Meet new manager Don Wakamatsu, Mariners players, and hang out with the Mariner Moose. Plus, walk the park to preview seat locations for your 2009-16 game plan. Go to mariners.com for tickets and details, and have some Big League family fun.
Swung on and belted.
Well, coming up at half, we'll go back inside the FSN studio with Angie Metnick and Todd McCullough on KHQ. We'll get you on the latest Spokane news and weather with an update. And, of course, Greg and I will also bring you the stats and highlights from this first half. A first half that's been all Gonzaga, frankly, leading at 38-15 against a very, very young LMU team. There's Mike Scholl, the assistant coach for LMU. He was working out the red shirts I swear, right up until about 10 minutes before we tipped it off.
Working hard.
And now he's in a suit and tie.
He was sweating.
That's
he had that
hard-working assistant coach.
He did. He had that rubber band thing that he made them drive to the basket, and then he pulled back on them and make sure that they finished strong. He had them doing sprints and stuff and coming up with shots. So, yeah, very good workout. Young
going strong to the hole and will now shoot free throws. Kevin Young out of Terrace, California. 6'8", 185. And Goodson picks up his second personal foul. That, too, is now number 7 on Gonzaga. Young will shoot 2 here, but both teams are now in the bonus.
You know, all those years I grew up listening to that song, It Never Rains in Southern California.
And you found out on this trip that they lie.
They lie, and right now it's raining on Loyola, too, from the three-point line. Stephen Gray having his way. Zag's filling it up from out there.
Austin Day checks in for Dimitri Goodson.
Raining threes like Lamar Mundane. Remember him?
No, you're a little older than me.
When they shoot threes, they're yelling layup.
Years. I remember World Be Free though.
You remember his first name before he changed it to World B?
We've had this conversation several times, and no, I forgot.
Lloyd,
that's what it was. You're right. 9 on the shot clock. Pargo with it. Working on Dubois, threw a shoulder in there, but the shot up no good. Foster tipped it around, tipped it out to Pargo. Back to Downs underneath against Young. Goes up, put back by Day.
It's going to sound silly what I'm going to say, but Micah Downs, by not doing what he I would have done, was pass the ball, put the ball off the backboard, because he knew he had 2 rebounders there, and Austin Day was the recipient of a great play by Micah Downs. Both coaches coaching players as they go down the floor. Coach Few saying, this is how you make a good chest pass, and Coach Good on the other end was telling his players, do not quit, make a good pass on the offensive end.
Day now with 4 points for Gonzaga. Pargo to Day. Of course, Austin grew up in Irvine, California, so I'm sure his family at this game like they were Thursday night against Pepperdine. Gray from the corner, another 3 ball. He's got 14 points, and Gray now 4 of 6 from behind the arc.
Yeah, they said lay up when Steven catches it out there.
Did they ever shout that for you?
No, they just prayed that it was going in.
They were yelling like mullet. Right?
We got to get Steven a mullet then.
There we go. Teal. Strong move. Rebound Young flying back. And the foul called on Micah Downs here. Off the shot by Young. So Young will shoot 2 more free throws. And he's struggling at the free throw line. 56% on the season.
I tell you what, though, I was listening to Tom Lloyd tell these young men, GU, you know how well the coaching staff prepares GU all the time for every game, no matter if it's a 1-19 team or if it's a 20-0 team, right? They prepare the same way every time. And they said, specifically, watch Kevin Young. He's very energetic. He will rebound with the best of them. He goes after all the offensive boards. And when you're 18, 19 years old like him, he's got fresh legs. He's going to do it time and time again. And we just saw it on that possession.
Young now with 4 points. He hit both those free throws after missing his first 2. And he's shooting 56% on the season. And Pargo and Downs not on the same page there. Turnover number 10. And it's LMU basketball. The Lions down 43-17.
Sometimes your sharpness, Greg, just kind of goes away. You look up at the scoreboard, you're up 26 points, right? So you're thinking sometimes that it's just a normal pass over to the wing, and it's not. So you got to be just as sharp when you got a big lead as you do when you don't have a lead.
And it's the same way at practice. I mean, you play the way you practice, right? You hear that all the time growing up.
Yep.
Same way in games like this. The minute that you get overconfident, they'll go on a 10-15-0 run.
Yeah. Get themselves right back in it. If you don't take care of business the way you should, but that's the right cliche. You play the way you practice.
That shot won't fall. Boy, I tell you what, Brad Swayze does work hard.
Slasher. He's shifty. He knows where to get into the seams on the rebounds. You know, when you when you're a good offensive rebounding team, which Loyola Marymount is, they get about 11 or 12 offensive boards a game. And the reason why is because they know they don't shoot the ball very well. So if you're on the offside and you see your teammates shoot it, if you're a Lion, then you're going to go after the board. And that's what Sweezy does well, Kevin Young does well. I think all of them do it well.
Ira Brown picking up his second personal foul. That's 9 on Gonzaga. Sweezy, a 44% shooter from the free throw line, misses both. Downs clears to miss. And Gonzaga goes back to work on offense. Pargo, Downs, Gray, Brown, and Will Foster. Gray really feeling it from 3. Launches, that one's no good. Counts with the rebound for LMU.
Well, they can run out the clock. The shot clock is not on. The game clock's at 25. So I think it'd be a smart idea to take the last shot, not give any Gonzaga any other chance to score again.
So we'll watch it tick down as well. Under 15 seconds now. Gonzaga for the game right at the 50% mark, shooting 16 of 32. LMU at 21. Armstead underneath. Foster and Brown are there. Picked up by Teal. That won't drop. Ira Brown with the rebound. And that's the end of the first half. Well, very impressive half on the scoreboard. Gonzaga leading at 43-17. Craig, what do you think about the way they played?
Well, I think they've done the right thing. They've been very aggressive on the offensive end. They've taken shots that are given to them from the lines, but they've got to take care of the basketball a lot better than they are against a less team.
Number 23 Gonzaga looking for win number 5 in West Coast Conference play, and they're off to a tremendous start. 43-17. It's halftime in Los Angeles. We'll be right back with more. There's Mark Few talking to a gentleman that you know quite well.
Yeah, the gentle giant, Mitch Kupchak.
The what of the what?
Oh, general manager of the Los Angeles Lakers.
There you go.
Architect of all those championships, along with Jerry West.
You think they're going to win another one this year?
Kobe Bryant is awfully, awfully good, and Will Bynum was playing very well for them, so they got just as good a chance as anyone.
You know wow, we go out on a limb for it.
I said anyone.
We're underway here in the second half. Young goes for the jam, and he was blocked. Number 7 for Gonzaga, and Gray another 3 in transition. That one's off. Heitfeld with a rebound, and he draws the foul. I believe this is on Derek, number 12.
I like this play on both players' part. Kevin Young, a freshman, going against the 5th-year senior Josh Heitfeld. If you go in there weak, don't bring it in here. But if you want to go in there strong, Josh is going to meet you. He lost that battle, but I like what he did.
Austin Day hits the little jumper. That was Derek's second personal foul. First this half by either team. Day now with 6 points. And Gonzaga with 8 blocks in this game. Pargo tried to front that feed to the post. Here's Young with the rebound, missed it. And Gray runs it down for Gonzaga. Outlet near side, Boulder. Drives to the baseline. Out on top to Gray. Here's Pargo open in the corner. Turns down the 3. And now Day in the corner. Fakes the 3 and drives. No look pass. Heitfeld with a slam.
No, you didn't, Austin Day. He doesn't have that in his game. The no-look pass. What a super play, though. Got the defender up off of his feet. Went as far as he could and made a super pass to Josh Heitfeld, who was available underneath the basket.
Heitfeld now with 9 points. Go along with 4 rebounds. That shot way off for 3 by Counts. And now Boulder. Into the lane. Gets the foul. Misses the shot, but he'll shoot free throws.
We're going to see. Look at what Austin Day brings to the table for the Zags. You know, a shooter and a scorer usually don't have a high assist rating, but That was a good assist by Austin Day.
6'11", and he's got a great feel for the game.
Oh, yeah.
Explain to us what feel means.
Feel means you know how far you can go in that situation. Do I go all the way? Do I run into the guy? No, I got to stop right here. And then the no-look pass. You know, can I get the pass to him? That kind of thing. Or just in the offensive set, where am I going to get my shots at? You know, do I get them off of a screen? Do I get them off of a post-up? Your feel on the offensive end is how well you know the floor and where you're at all the time.
And that's the God-given stuff, right? As Young fires a three. That may have been deflected by Day. I mean, that's the instinctual stuff, the stuff you're born with. Feel.
Yeah, that's God-given. You're exactly right. And I don't think you can teach it. Now, you can talk about it. You can say, I want you over here, over there. But when you see guys just slide into like what you saw Austin Day did on that baseline, that is all your own instinct, innate ability.
Look at Pargo with the foul there. His first, number one on Gonzaga this half. 48-19. I guess you can teach a player to make a smart play, which I guess there's crossover in that whole feel area.
Yeah.
But when you watch Austin Day, you can just tell there's a lot of genetics involved there. And
like right there.
Yeah.
He came off the baseline, moved up into Jeremy's passing lane, and got a nice shot. If he would have stayed in the corners, Jeremy would have never made that play.
Day now with 9. Gonzaga 8 of 16 shooting from behind the arc. Heitfeld with another rebound.
Boy, are they dialed in on threes tonight.
They are. Pargo drives and then fall roll. No good.
Pargo won't in on
And
the action.
Stole it back. And missed the lay-in.
I'm telling you, Jeremy having a rough time getting a foul called, huh? He had a lot of body contact on that one.
And Young with a nice strong move to the rim. He's got 6. Heitfeld draws the double team, kicks out Day. Deep three, good! Austin Day is smoking red hot this second half. He's got 12.
He came out with fire in his eyes. He was only 2 of 3 in the first half, but he also had some fouls that took him to the bench with his 2 fouls, so Zach's trying to protect him a little bit, but coming out getting his tonight from the beyond the arc.
And Young fires a 3. And Kevin Young, a 17% shooter from behind the arc, has 9 points with that 3 ball.
I got to ask you, has Gonzaga lost a little of their flavor, or the fans like Pepperdine fans and LMU fans don't want to come see their team get beat so bad?
Day, that 3 is short.
Because the attendance in both gyms tonight are not that, you know, what we're accustomed to seeing people come out and see GU play.
There's some empty seats in here tonight, but not like the other night as a foul is called here. Not like Thursday night at Pepperdine. We'll take a look at the gym. There's some empty seats up there, though, Craig, but pretty good crowd.
It is a good crowd. I totally agree. There are not a lot of energy. When you're down by 30 points in your own gym, you know, you kind of lose a little bit of that. But, you know, this is a good GU team. They do a lot of things well defensively, and then, you know, on offense, they're a fun team to watch because they have so many weapons that can do different things. And they're dialed in tonight. I mean, they are really taking this game serious against this younger team.
Young with both free throws, now with 11. Heitfeld with his second personal fouls, nearing the 16-minute mark here in the second half. There's a lob to Heitfeld. Great catch and an even better finish. That pass not quite high enough.
Well, we had the great angle on it, right? We saw Josh had his man locked and sealed over there. He had Armstead held down, and the pass could have been a little bit higher. You might have seen Josh get it a little bit easier.
Counts with the 3, but a foul inside on the screen. And I believe they got Stephen Gray as he smiles at the official. It is on Stephen Gray, his second, number 3 on Gonzaga. The lob to Heitfeld. Heitfeld having another great game for GU. Come back, Gonzaga with a 30-point lead at 56-26. Austin Day has been tremendous to start the second half, scoring 8 points on 5 of 7 shooting. And Craig, they've been everywhere. He's been shooting it from all points on the floor.
Well, right there, he's showing you what is in his repertoire. He's putting the ball on the floor. He's got an assist to Josh Heitfeld, and then no hesitation, catching the ball in his shooting pocket and letting it go.
Field goal percentage leaders inside the West Coast Conference. Omar Samham leading the way at 60%. different player than Austin Day and Matt Bolden. Samhan, he's not going to move far from underneath the basket.
2 feet from the basket
Right.
is where he's shooting from. Austin Day, he has a different look a bunch of times, and he can go inside like Samhan can too, but a lot of his shots come from the perimeter.
LMU trying the lob there. And it'll stay with the Lions with 15:38 to play in the game. Gonzaga 5 of 9 shooting this half. LMU 2 of 8. There's Counts inside. Got it to Young and the finish. Tell you, they've got a nice nucleus to build from with Kevin Young.
They do. I love his energy. I love where he has a good feel for the game too. He kind of finds those little nicks and crannies he can get in.
Young with 13. Heitfeld, that ball was halfway through the cylinder and bounced back out. So he settles for 11 to this point. There's Armstead. And Bolden also climbing that list up well over 50% field goal shooting in conference play, Craig. He's been money for Gonzaga.
Yeah, and he mixes it up too. He takes some outside shots and then puts the ball on the deck and gets to the floor, to the rim. So nice job by all those guys, really taking good shots.
Bolden for 3, but credit Heitfeld with the vision. At 6'11", he's 10 feet from the rim, and he finds his guard out behind the arc.
Well, the whole defense collapses on you. If your shooters are out there, you got to get them the basketball, and that's exactly what Josh Shaw saw when he saw Matt Bolden standing wide open, and he steps right into the shot with good rhythm.
Bolden with 12 points. Young. Austin Day called for the foul.
You know, I played with a great passing center, Brad Doherty.
Yes, you did.
I tell you, my shooting percentage went up because of how he delivered you the basketball. Now, if Josh would have threw that ball at Matt's feet, he would have never caught the ball in rhythm and shot it, right? So that was a good play by Josh Heitfeld, and that was exactly how Brad Doherty would deliver the ball from inside out, where you could catch and shoot the ball in rhythm.
Austin Day picks up his 3rd personal foul. That's 4 on Gonzaga this half, 14:28 to play.
Now, I think I also told you this story about Ron Harper. I played with him. Now, this guy was a scorer. He wanted to score all the points. He would throw the ball at your feet. Literally throw the ball at your feet, so you'd have to throw it back to him where you couldn't shoot and score. Very selfish Ron Harper.
Young with 15, LMU with 30. Greg, I think you can do the math. He's got 50% of their points. Hargo walking it up.
There's a big hole right in the middle.
Yeah, and Austin Day found it with a ball. Tip back, Heitfeld, no good. Armstead with the rebound, LMU.
Well, that's what happens when you shoot so well from the outside. The defense starts slipping out to the outside. Another block.
Yeah, by Day.
And a charge.
Young drives, commits the foul. Heitfeld there to take it. He did that a couple of times Thursday night against Pepperdine.
You know, the intangible things is what Coach Krause absolutely loves, and he says that's where you win a lot of basketball games. 9 block shots for Gonzaga is one of those intangibles, along with deflecting the basketball to yourself or blocking your shot or blocking a shot and keeping it in your possession, or taking a charge like you're going to see right here. There's a block, and then bam, Bolden gets out of the way, and look who's behind him.
The big guy.
The big guy, wearing number 42 from Clarkston, Washington. They do some fishing down there.
Hargo with a spin inside, and that one falls through.
See a little good energy in Jeremy tonight, don't you?
He's got 7 points.
Got a good step in his, or bounce in his step.
Dubois inside, left it for Armstead, and free throws are coming. And if this is on Austin Day, that's number 4. It is.
And with 13 minutes left, you got to take him out of the game, but it's killing Austin because this is his hometown.
Right.
He's got all his people in the stands.
Austin with 12 points, 8 rebounds, 5 of 8 shooting, 2 of 3, 2 assists. Pretty good line.
And I don't think I've been around Gonzaga, obviously as long as you have, but I've never been around where they haven't had 1 or 2 guys really dominate in scoring. If it's a Dick Al or a Morrison or a Step, or even before that it was a Fromm or a Santangelo, this team is so balanced. On any given night, any one of them can lead the team, and they're very unselfish in that respect. I mean, I don't think anyone wants to just take the ball and dominate. But right now, look at the scoring. It's unbelievable. All five starters.
with points.
With big points.
Bolden. He's got 15 points now, and he's leading all scorers, tied with Young for the lead in the game. Gonzaga is 11 of 20 from behind the arc, 55% from three.
Yeah, just unbelievable shooting. They're really dialed in tonight. I'm telling you, everybody's catching in a rhythm and shooting in a rhythm.
Bolden with the rebound off the miss. And the one thing this effort tonight is going to do is Heitfeld tries to jump back, hook with the left hand, Pargo with a put back. The one thing this is going to do, Craig, is Teal runs out the other end, and he'll go to the free throw line. This foul probably on Josh Heitfeld. Nope, Jeremy Pargo. And that's number 2 on Pargo. But it's going to give them confidence, and now a great wave of momentum going into Thursday night in the showdown with Randy Bennett and his St. Mary's Gales.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you can't overlook your opponent. Obviously, you can't look forward to Thursday night's matchup, right? So you got to take care of business here, but the way you take care of business is going to carry over for you. I mean, if these guys get on their plane, go back home tonight, they can relish when this becomes a victory and have that feeling of security that they know, and get back home and be ready for a team that's trying to take it away from them. And that'd be St. Mary's.
30-second timeout called by Max Good. And so it becomes a TV timeout, a full timeout, 12:44 to play. We'll be back. Gonzaga leading at 66-33 on the campus of Loyola Marymount. The cheerleaders are still happy though, Craig. They're always happy. Have you noticed that?
That's their
Just
job.
Very positive people.
That's their job.
It is.
They have to arouse the morale of the crowd.
Gonzaga 4-0. St. Mary's 5-0. This win would set up that game next Thursday night in Spokane when the Gales travel to play the Zags. And Portland also beat Pepperdine today, so Portland right there as well. Micah Downs off the miss is Bolden. Matt Bolden now with 18 points. He's 5 of 6 from behind the arc.
Well, you know why he's shooting so well. His parents are in the stands. He's showing off for him.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
He's showing off.
Yep.
Well, if they're going to come all this way, you might as well play good.
Yep. Come all the way from Colorado out to L.A.
Look at Young still working hard for LMU.
He's pretty sneaky. He gets on that baseline. You can't really find him down there. And I tell you what, he's pretty potent down there when he does get it.
Bolden missed. Tip back. Downs flying through the lane. I was just going to say about Kevin Young, he knows how to keep himself available to his guards all the time. It just seems like he's always there.
Yeah, and I'll just go back to my point I made earlier in the year, or in the game. Jared Dubois, freshman. Kevin Young, freshman. Laurent Armstead, freshman.
Gonzaga going for the lob, that time to Downs. That 3-ball a moment ago, just the second make from behind the arc by LMU in this game, so they're 2 of 11. Quite the contrast to Gonzaga, who is 12 of 23 as a team. And the foul called here.
But you talk about all these freshmen. Is it good for them to go through all these losses, or is it good for them to get the experience of playing against these teams? And I like the latter if you can keep their morale up.
71-36. We'll be back. Greg Heiser and Craig Elo were live at the Gersten Pavilion in Los Angeles, California, on the campus of Loyola Marymount. Number 23, Gonzaga, 71. LMU 36. Glad you're along for the game. Happy Saturday evening to you. And Gonzaga about to get to 5-0 and set up a great contest on Thursday night against St. Mary's, another team that is 5-0 and 18-1, I believe, on the season. And the Zags have looked darn good in both ends in this game. They've got 4 players in double figure scoring, but they're just about in double figures in blocks, and they're holding LMU to 22% shooting. It was under 20 in the first half.
Yeah, defense, we're not going to brag about that anymore. It's pretty stable in Gonzaga, but offensively, 17 assists, Greg. They got 27 buckets, 17 assists on that. I mean, that's you're moving the basketball like you just saw Josh Heifeld find Ira Brown down below.
Brown now with 4 points. Dubois from 3. And he's got 8 points. Give you an idea how it's gone in this game. Gonzaga has 12 makes from behind the arc. LMU has just 11 field goals in the game, 3 of which are three-pointers.
Well, go ahead and say it. Do the math, Craig. Okay. 12 times 3 is 36.
Right.
2 times 11 is 22. That's 14 points difference on shots. Now, it is a little tougher to take that shot behind the gray line, right?
Yes.
So I want to give Gonzaga a clap for making that many shots out there.
3 personals on Vernon Teal. Brown to inbound to Dimitri Goodson. And the foul called right there on LaRon Armstead.
Pretty simple, isn't it?
His first.
Pretty simple sometimes, isn't it?
Get the ball in bounds, you mean?
Ball in bounds, go down, shoot, make sure you make it. We complicate it too many times. You know,
overthink it.
Overthink it sometimes.
What's the old term? Paralysis by analysis.
Exactly. And I told you the other night I was very happy with Josh Heifeld's activity, but what's good is activity if there's no productivity, right? There's a lot of productivity going on.
Jared Dubois picks up his second personal foul. That's 6 on LMU, so 1 more Gonzaga's in the bonus. LMU is already there with 10:09 to play. Heifeld to Downs. A little high-low game. Downs spins, threw it to Ira Brown. It's saved. Loose ball is picked up by Corey Counts. 12 turnovers now by Gonzaga.
That was an interesting out-of-bounds play. Wow, way far. There's Kevin Young again. Again, I tell you, I like the way he pursues the basketball.
Right place, right time. Young now with 17 points. He's just a point away from leading all scorers, or at least being tied with Matt Bolden. Heifeld wanting the ball, and he doesn't get it from his freshman point guard, Dimitri Goodson. And now Sweezy will front Heifeld. Goodson gets the baseline. Little fall away to the left side and hits the jumper. Nice shot.
That's a feel for the game.
There you go.
Goodson knew that he could draw the contact, absorb it, and still get the shot off, and that's pretty darn good for a freshman.
Dimitri Goodson with 5 points. Brown flashing out. Vernon Teal. Kind of reminds me of Vernon Maxwell from your day.
Hey, wears number 11 just like
he
Vernon.
does.
Yeah, so I don't think he's as psycho as Vernon Maxwell is, though.
11 points for Teal, but he's got kind of the same sort of game.
Same sort of game, loves shooting outside.
Here's Young.
And just
got
like
it to Teal. And Downs with another block for Gonzaga. And Pargo with a run out. He's got teammates. Goodson from behind the arc lines it up. Just short. Tip back, Heifeld.
just when we said Goodson never even looks at a shot from beyond the arc, he tries one.
He still wasn't quite in rhythm, though. He had to check to see where his feet were.
Yeah, he was thinking about where he was at. You're exactly right.
Tell there's too much thought in there. Just go ahead and shoot the ball.
Catch and shoot.
Heifeld now with 13 points for GU. And we're nearing the 8-minute mark now. And it's 77-45. Teal for 3. That one's off. Teal 0 for 9 this season from behind the arc, but he continues to shoot it. Pargo. Brown kept it alive for Micah Downs. And there's Young flying out at Downs.
You see, I'm a fan of Jeremy Pargo shooting that shot. Even though he missed it and he probably doesn't have a great percentage from out there, if he just shoots it and shows it, then people are going to guard him out there. So it sets up some other things for him. So I think it's a great shot by Jeremy Pargo.
Foul on Young, his third. Free throws when we come back. 77-45 the score. Number 23 Gonzaga up big on Loyola Marymount on their home floor. And this game, although the offense has been pretty good, it's been really about defense. Gonzaga's defense. 12 three-pointers made, season high, but those 10 block shots, that ties a season high, Craig.
You know, there's no saying, you know, you hit me once, shame on me, fool me once, whatever it's called, you know. You can't keep taking the ball inside when there's 10 block shots, do you?
I got you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shame on me, you know.
Yeah.
Second time through, shame on you for doing that. I mean, you can't keep doing
No,
what they're doing.
First time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me.
Me. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
I'm just wondering.
But they, you know, 10 block shots, you got to quit going in there because you're getting them blocked. You got to find another way to get a shot off.
14 points now for Heitfeld. Make it 15. And Will Foster sends him to the bench.
He can unlace them too, I think. At this point in the game, I don't think Josh needs to get back in there. Get some good minutes for Will.
Well, we're almost assured of another block shot. There's another three-point bomb by Jared Dubois. He's got 11 points, their third make from behind the arc, but we're pretty much assured now an 11th block, which would get to their season high. Gonzaga, that is.
Yeah, with Austin Day and Will Foster in there, and even Micah, yeah, there should be no reason they should not get another block.
Young with his fourth personal foul. Hey, add some excitement to your weekends by purchasing the Gonzaga Women's Basketball Weekend 4-pack for only $25. Call 509-313-6000 to reserve your seat today. Austin with that deep knee bend, shooting the free throws. And drops in point number 13. 2 assists, 8 rebounds. And hits them both.
You know, I'm still saving up for that package. And if you want to donate anything to the ELO fund, then go ahead and do that.
You're not kidding a person. Listen, including me. You're not.
I'm $15 short right now.
Oh, you're not kidding a person listening.
Okay, I'll go to my mother-in-law. She likes me.
10 on the shot clock. Field drives on Day, kicks. Sweezy, jumper, no good. Foster the rebound. Outlet Pargo. Great move to get by Vernon. Got it to Downs, goes for the dunk. And instead he shoots free throws.
Well, I'm going to go back to the other end. There's some good things that this team does. The scoreboard doesn't show it right now, being only 48 points for LMU, but that was great penetration by Vernon Till and kicking it out to a shooter that had an open shot. He didn't make it, and the Zags did a nice job of limiting just, Will getting the rebound and then getting out on a break. But they hustled back on the defensive end, transition defense. So he's, like you said earlier, he's got a lot of good things to work with here at LMU if he can just keep their spirits up.
How about Micah Downs?
I think Micah just, but see there again, Sweezy did not quit on the play, did he? I mean, he was not going to give Micah Downs just an easy look, and just by slashing at him and throwing a hand up in his face, you know, Micah's very capable of making that shot very easily, but just having number 10 run at him changed the way he took it.
Downs now with 4 points. And this is Vernon Teal, number 11, working on Goodson. Corey Counts, a senior for LMU. Teal backing down, falls away, missed the shot. Day with a rebound for Gonzaga. It looked like Teal had the defender beat one way and then turned right into the defender.
Yeah, sometimes you do that just on your instinct, but you know, I don't know if he actually knew that all the Zags had collapsed on him like that.
Goodson, 3 ball, no good.
But see, that's textbook. I mean, that's exactly what you want to happen. You want your point guard to penetrate and then kick it out to shooters. And I think both teams have demonstrated that pretty well. Ooh, Jeremy's read that like a book.
And now he picks up the personal foul and hugs the official. That's what we love about Pargo. And we're going to miss when he's gone.
Yeah, you know, just having that conversation with him earlier before the game, I just was like, gosh, you don't understand. We just love you to death because of what you've done for GU. You know, finish strong. Bring something home for us.
Andrew Sorensen into the game for Pargo. Day with another rebound. Austin now with 10. He's into the double-double. 14 points, 10 rebounds, couple of assists, and 4 personal fouls. Will Foster backs in. Young takes it right away from him. Young drives on down. Putback is good by Vernon Teal.
Look at Coach Good getting his team. He said, hey, get up. You made a basket. Stay up. Press. That's good, though. I mean, he's coaching until the last second off the clock runs off.
And Young again with a steal. Goodson is back. Young missed the shot, got it back, and then draws the foul. Tell you, Kevin Young has been impressive in this game.
He really is. Now, Meach, that was just as much Meach's fault on that pass. That was a long pass over the top. And if you get it stolen, that's what usually happens, is that you usually give up a layup. So he did hustle back on the play and stop Kevin Young from scoring, but it's too long of a pass. There's too much separation. Young's too quick, and you got to either dribble over a little bit more to create a better angle to that pass or not throw it. And when Meach threw it, Young broke on it like a free safety would on a quarterback.
Young hits both free throws, now leads the game in scoring with 19 points.
I was going to say that safety for Pittsburgh, but I know how much you love Pittsburgh.
Troy Polamalu,
I wasn't going to say it. I said
it's all right, I'll say it. Gonzaga basketball as Sorensen and Teal tangle up.
We'll see if LMU plays Sorensen a little differently now that he's on a full ride.
Yeah, just given to him, what, about 10 days ago?
Yeah. Good for Andrew.
Chris Connie, number 3, senior out of Fullerton, into the game for LMU is Will Foster with the dunk, his first points of the game.
But again, good ball movement by the Zags, not settling for the outside shot. Of course, it was Ira Brown on the baseline, found Will Foster at 7'5", standing right underneath the basket by himself.
Stripped by Downs, kept alive by Goodson, a 2-on-1. Downs with the left hand, and he'll shoot free throws. It appeared that Downs was about to line that one up and really give it a flush. He'll shoot the free throws when we come back. 3:49 to play. Matt Bolden, tonight's Group Health Find More Minutes Impact Player of the Game. 18 points, 6 rebounds on 5 of 8 shooting. There's nothing like a great game to get your blood pumping. Group Health Cooperative reminds fans that exercise, like cheering for the Zags, is the key to healthier living. Group Health, proud sponsor of the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Another nice game for Matt Bolden. That's quite a few in a row now. He's becoming one of those players, I think, that this team's going to be able to look to down the stretch of the season to make the big shots, Greg.
Yeah, you always want one guy that you have, what do you call him, the go-to guy, right? And Matt Bolden quickly becoming that for the Zags with his play of lately. And I'm telling you, it started at that Tennessee where he just has built on his stats. Now, we did hex him tonight, though. We said what a wonderful assist-to-turnover ratio he was having. That was 4.5, but tonight only 1 assist in 24 minutes.
But it should be pointed out that Gonzaga has 17 assists and 31 field goals.
It was a lot better. I think I mentioned it when it was 17 to 25 or 17 to 27. So
right.
So they've had a few fast breaks and stuff, but they didn't give our assist to Will Foster.
No, as a team, where do you want that number, Craig?
Oh, assist? If you can get it up above 20s. I mean, if they average 17, pretty close to 17.
But I mean, as far as percentage of shots, is it?
Oh, if you can get half.
0.5.
Well, yeah. I think that's a very good sign that the ball is moving. So, and that's what you want. You don't want it to be stopped.
I just wanted you to have to do some more math here, though.
I was doing it. It was
in my own little way. I'm trying to work on your math skills, and I'm finding out they're pretty darn good.
I'll credit that to my dad. He was a
mathematician.
Great mathematician. Yep.
There's Goodson in the open court. Threw it up. Ira Brown able to run it down, but I don't think Ira was headed to the hoop prior to that ball being in the air. So a nice heads-up play there.
I'm sure he'll make up for it. So don't go to the refrigerator like you said earlier.
That's right. Micah Downs working on Young. Left it short. Sweezy with a rebound. And Ira Brown or Will Foster with a foul. They're going to give it to Ira Brown with 2:50 to play. All right, Craig, let's start looking forward now. 3 on Ira Brown, 3 fouls. Thursday night, St. Mary's. The Gales come to Spokane to play Gonzaga. It's the game of the year. It's bigger than any game that Gonzaga has played to this point. First place in the West Coast Conference is on the line.
It is on the line. You're giving a lot of credo to St. Mary's.
They're good.
They are good. They got 3 players. Patty Mills is a great player. It starts with him.
Yeah.
Diamond Simpson, I've loved him ever since he's been there. I think he's a good double-double guy and a good defender. He gets a lot of loose balls for you. He does the intangibles for you. And then the big guy in the middle, Sahan. Omar is a guy that I think he's a little more mobile than Big John Bryant from Santa Clara.
Definitely.
So I think it gives them a lot of weapons in themselves. And Patty Mills is a great point guard.
And we're coming off the experience he had in the Olympics.
Yeah, I think international play really helps you gain a lot of experience, and he's bringing that with him.
Chris Connie hits the 3 ball from the near side corner for LMU, but safe to say I think the entire West Coast Conference will be viewing towards Spokane on Thursday night. That is the game of the year to this point in this conference.
Well, last year,
and it's going to speak a lot to who's going to go on and win this conference.
Oh, no question. And how lucky are the Zags to draw that first game at home? Yeah, where they are 58-3.
Right.
Only 1 conference loss in there to Santa Clara a couple of years ago. So, I tell you what, I think they're very, very fortunate that the game is played on their home court. Especially at this point in the season where you want to make a statement and have them play very good at this time, then give them some momentum going into the Moraga when they have to go down there.
Well, as they shoot free throws, we'll remind you to add some excitement to your weekend by purchasing the Gonzaga Women's Basketball Weekend 4-pack for only $25. Call 509-313-6000 to reserve your seat today. Ron Armstead at the free throw line. Another freshman out of Los Angeles, Fremont High School. Here's Andrew Sorensen. And a whistle inside. Foul called on number 11. That's Vernon Teal. Teal's 4th. Both teams into the double bonus now with 1:56 to play. Downs with 6 points on 1 of 6 shooting, but he's perfect from the free throw line. 4 rebounds, 3 assists. His game is not all about scoring, Craig. I think he's got the potential to be a tremendous defender for this program.
He can be your stop defender. He can be your lockup guy. I think because of his size and his, he keeps a wide base on defense. He doesn't bring his feet together, so he doesn't get beat a lot of times, by bringing your feet together. I think he possesses a lot more skills on the defensive end that he gets credit for.
Young missed the 3. Connie with the rebound. Dubois to Young. Great vision. Tip back. Young, no good. Foster with the rebound.
All right, Young on the pogo stick.
He is.
Misses his layup, gets the bounce, and bounces right back up quickly to get the tap and an offensive rebound. But unfortunately, it didn't go in for him. But you can tell this young man is very active around the basket.
Goodson to Brown. Ira with a fake, and then threw it to Will Foster.
Well, he's outsized there, the big Amish guy.
Foster with 4.
I say that because I had a lot of years in Cleveland and went to Amish country.
Yeah, not
quite
far
a bit.
from Amish country there.
And Will's got a little bit of an Amish look to him.
Because of the beard, huh?
Yeah.
There's Young, and the blocking foul called on Ira Brown.
But I've been to Will's wood shop, too. He can make a pretty good piece of furniture.
Will can.
No,
Oh,
I have no idea.
You're just filling time now, Elo.
I am.
Making stuff up.
It sounded good.
It did.
Really did. Yeah. But from Bonnie Lake, you would think he had to have a wood shop. I've never been to Bonnie Lake. Small town, right?
Yeah, sure.
All those guys, when you live in a small town, you got to have all those skills. You got to be able to milk the cow, you know, and you got to be able to make maybe your table kitchen. Now, Will's a good guy. Will is a very interesting person and fun to be around.
And Young now with 21 points and 12 rebounds, 5 of 17 shooting, 10 of 12 free throw shooting. So his points coming from the line. Micah Downs for 3. Ira Brown with a strong rebound. To Downs. Slapped away, and then he earns the trip to the free throw line. Slapped the second time by Dubois. I just like saying that.
Dubois.
Makes me sound French.
It rolls off your tongue very well.
Well, thanks,
That's better
Greg.
than Vernon. Vernon you have a little trouble with.
I do?
Well, that's a Southern name, you know. You don't say that very well, but you got the European in you.
See, 91-60 score. Micah Downs, a senior out of Kirkland, 9 points, 5 rebounds.
Now, I'm saying this sarcastically, too. I'm a little disappointed in you in getting a hybrid down here in L.A. You know, we need to run around in an SUV, a big SUV up down here, right? And you get a hybrid for us to drive around.
No, a hybrid. How about that?
No, I'm impressed with you. That's big time.
Well, I didn't do it on purpose, Greg.
You had a little
I
trouble.
didn't want anything to do with that push to start thing because it took me a half hour to figure it out.
Yep, I didn't know that either because there's no key. There's just push, and then you kind of listen for it to start, and it's
There's no listening.
there's no listening.
There's nothing to be heard. Connie. It's the shot down to the rebound.
But you did do what most men won't do. Go to the book and try to
The
figure
manual,
out.
try to figure it out.
Yeah.
But that didn't work either. Well, Gonzaga wins it 93-60. They get to 5-0 in the West Coast Conference. So it sets up the showdown Thursday night between Gonzaga and St. Mary's. Mark Few earns his career 250th win. Great night all around. Gonzaga's defense was great. They shot the ball well. Their offense seemed to be back in line. And they get to 5-0. And that means that game Thursday night against St. Mary's is absolutely gigantic. For Craig Elo, I'm Greg Heister. We're in Los Angeles, California. We're headed back to Spokane. We're going to send some of you back to the FSN studios in Seattle to Angie and Todd. For the rest of you, good night and so long from Los Angeles.
You're going to have to give it to him again.
He deserves it. I mean, this guy is unbelievable. He can do it all. I love this kid. He's got handles. He's big time. He just does a little bit of everything. He's got three-point capability. He can hit shots with a hand in his face. He'll take people off the dribble. He does not get phased when defenders are near him. It seems to really focus him in on the rim. He's got range, NBA range, step out, knock it down. He fills up the stat sheet. You fill it up with 5 fouls. You can't get any more than that unless you go to the NBA and you get 1 bonus foul.
That's what you loved about the NBA,
I wish
right?
there was 7. No, use them all. That's what they're there for. Don't waste them.
You know, you just mentioned the fact that they hit 12 threes. I mean, that's gross. And if they're hitting them
more
like
than I ever had in my career. And that's a lot.
If they're hitting threes like that, it's really going to be tough to beat the Gonzaga Bulldogs. I don't care who they're facing.
They're great from the outside. They got Bolden to do it. They've got Day to do it. They've got Gray to do it. Anybody can do it. I mean, these guys really spread the defense, and they've got Heitfeld in the inside, making it easier on these shooters. So they're just raining them in from everywhere. A long night for LMU. That's a lot of threes. Gray, the pride of Bainbridge Island, I got to give it up.
Yeah, you just had to find a way to get the Bainbridge Island in there.
Yeah.
12 of 26. I'm not very good in math, but that's almost 50%. Meantime, in Seattle this afternoon, you had the Washington Huskies hosting the UCLA Bruins with first place in the pack on the line. Both teams were 5-1. Someone's going to have to take another loss. It's not going to be that guy. Is it that guy? I think you see where I'm going. Josh Shipp, hot early, hits from the corner with hands in his face.